Name is Corey. Now let me tell you a story. It started with the miller. They call him Mr. Spiller. A great stout fellow who isn't the least bit mellow. Big, brown and bone. Enjoys playing with his own bone. Wore on his nose, and everybody knows he could wrestle an ox, which is a lot bigger than a fox. Nostrils black and wide, which can't even hide. Lots of ear hair, which is kind of a scare. Master of stealing grain, which brought farmers a lot of pain. His beard is big and red, just like his big head. Played his bagpipe so loud, it could have brought a crowd. But instead, he ran everyone out of town. Now here's the man Chris.
Now the story's gonna go like this. The miller's tale starts like this. So there was this carpenter who had a great hot wife. Long blonde hair, only 18 years. There was a student astronomer from Oxford, kinda poor, living with the carpenter and his dirty wife whore.
Oh!
The astronomer had the hots for her. This other guy was kinda sly. Began to make a move on his wife when the carpenter was out of town. Nicholas Fly would always come around. He grabbed her by the haunches and squeezed her tight. She started to put up a little fight. Nicholas was not going to take no for an answer. Soon her heart began to soften, and his dong began to stiffen. He knew he would get his way, because he was sly. He stroked her loins and gave her a sweet kiss. He began to plot, and away he went. Now back to Corey.
She went to church and met at the lawn. He fell so in love, he began singing her songs. Night and day, at her bedroom window, gave her gifts and hoped for a simple kiss on the lips. Three poor guys all in love, just a group of dunces. Only one stood a chance, little did the carpenter know he wasn't the one. Sir Nicholas had won her heart. Nicholas started to have a plan to fool the carpenter and take Aston for himself. Nicholas told the carpenter there was a flood, and that it will leave a river of blood. The carpenter must build 3 boats for him, his wife, and Nicholas. But there was one rule. Now back to Chris.
So the one rule goes like this. He mustn't tell a single soul that on the night of the flood, they're not going to speak a single word. Just lay quiet and wait for the rain to sweep them up with no pain. So the carpenter rushed home and told his wife. So she went along with it, knowing this was her chance to be with Nicholas Fly. The carpenter ran off into the night to build the boats before light. He began to shake, even though there was no earthquake. But the great Noah's flood, rolling like the sea, to drown Allison, his sweet bee, he secretly hung the boats in the rafters of his shed. 1 ladder for each that he built with his own hands. The boats were filled with bread and cheese, and ale that would bring you down to your knees. As day drew to night, you could not see a single thing, not even light. All 3 climbed up. They sat quietly for some time. They started to pray. Now back to my main man, Corey.
Yeah, the carpenter lay down and fell dead asleep. Sir Nicholas and Allison tiptoed without a peep. The two laid down in bed to have some fun of their own. She started to stroke his bone. Behind the scenes, Sir Absalom heard the carpenter was gone. This was his chance to get his dance with Miss Allison, his secret crush. She seems to always make him blush. So he began to run to her house, hopefully to catch her with nothing but a blouse. He went up to her window and called her name in a gentle tone. Allison told Absalom to get lost, that her love for him was black, and the thought of kiss from him would make her yak. But Absalom would not give up, for he was like a little pup. So he got down on his knees and started begging, please, just one sweet kiss, and I'll be on my way, miss, to finish it off with Chris.
Alright guys, the rest of the story is gonna go like this. She said she'll be right there, and she stuck out her derriere. Absalom wet his lips and puckered for a big old kiss. Little did he know, she stuck out her arsehole. He went in for his kiss and kissed her brown-eyed lips. He thought to himself, wait a minute, this don't taste right, smell right, and when did she get a beard? He began to scream, oh no, and he ran away. Allison and Nicholas Fly were laughing really hard. But Absalom went to the blacksmith and he asked for the hot iron. Took it back to Allison, knocked on her window. He told her he brought her a ring of gold, but she'd only get it for another kiss. For Nicholas, this was his chance to get him to kiss on his bum. So Nicholas, it was kinda dumb. Nicholas Fly stuck out his butt, and Absalom was ready to cut. He took his hot iron and smacked it on his bum. Nicholas screamed so loud, it startled the carpenter from his sleep. The carpenter saw Absalom had had an affair, and the neighbors did not believe him. They all laughed at his misfortune, and it all became a big joke. That's how the carpenter's wife got poked. Corey, let's go drink some Coke.